How are you doing? It's mid sweepstakes season, and I haven't won anything yet, but I also haven't been entering as much as I should. So let's get ready for this mid season check in. We like a real tree in this house, so we just put it up today. So I just dug out all our Christmassy stuff. I mean, where should the ball go? Eh. Anyway, I have been hearing from a lot of you Instagram is not your friend. That's what people have been struggling with this year. And I've noticed a lot more people are entering Instagram style giveaways on TikTok. And a lot of companies are doing it. You can enter on TikTok or Instagram. I've seen some saying they're posting it on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and they're drawing a winner from all three. So I've been sticking to the TikTok. I had one person say they were banned from TikTok the same way everyone's been getting banned from Instagram, but I haven't seen it. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with TikTok next month in the US. Is 50% of my followers on both my main channels that I do, my Contest Queen and my Words for Winning, won't have access to my platform anymore. So I'm going to have to start following everybody that I like on Instagram. I think a lot of people are going to move to Instagram and to shorts. Oh, Susan said she heard a few that were also banned from Facebook. Interesting. I haven't hardly entered anything this year because I started December off strong and then I promptly went away. I went to Connecticut to take Silva Mastery. So this is like another level of the Silva method. So this year I've taken the Silva method twice, and I've assisted a few times. I've also taken Silva Manifesting, and I've just taken Silva Mastery. So I will be speaking to Silva International through Ken Kasha. I found out I've been saying his name wrong the whole time. That's embarrassing. And so early 2025, I should have my Silva instructor's certificate, which I'm very excited about. That's why I haven't been entering sweepstakes, because I was a little bit busy. And then I went to my sweepstakes friends, and this is the part of the hobby that nobody talks about. I have made friends for life from this hobby, and she happens to live now in Connecticut. So of course I went and stayed with my friends for a few days, and we got a little bit of contesting in, but not a lot. Anytime she was driving in anywhere, I was like on my phone doing the Instagram giveaways, just a few, because then I didn't want to get blocked. And then I was doing those, and a couple times I tried to get them in, but we'll see. It only takes one to win. It only takes one to win. So now that I've been back and catching up, the other thing I did was the Spanish edition of A Man Called Friday was published. I'm finishing up the Audible edition of Confessions of an 83-Year-Old Sage. And so I'm just plowing through books. So stay tuned. We're probably going to have, I tried to do a book a month. I don't know. I kind of had a feeling it was like insane. Yeah, that pretty much was. But I got 2 Audibles out this year, a print book. I'm almost finished a 3rd Audible. No, what have I done this year? I don't even remember anymore. It's a blur. I just keep publishing books and taking courses. That's what I do. And but winning's tough now. This year I'm doing something that I've never done. I've never held a sweepstakes masterclass in December. So that one's tomorrow night. And I will be running it again next month. So if you didn't win this month, be sure to enter. It's always posted on the 2nd of the month. If you just go to contestqueen.com, scroll down on the homepage, you'll see the giveaway. I do it every month. and you could win a seat at it's an online class. So you don't have to be in my time zone. You don't have to be in my country, and then there are people that do win out of country. So I think I don't know if I've planned it. It's either in January or February that I'm planning to have a Saturday sweepstakes masterclass. So for those that work in the evenings, or for those people that are in different time zones, especially the Europeans that enter, because they're so far ahead. If I have a 7 or 8 o'clock class, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning for them. So if I hold a 1 o'clock in the afternoon class, it's early evening, like 7 p.m. So I try and do that for everyone. And I have been having friends post their wins, which is exciting to see. And some are even winning from Instagram. I know, right? People are so worried when they get banned. Now, I have found I got banned or put in Instagram jail for a few days. Now, here's a couple of things I found out. It'll say you're banned until this date, this certain date. That's not the date that finishes. It's actually the next day. So I was banned until December 5th on my personal account, but I couldn't comment until the 6th. So just keep that in mind if you get that notification. However, I could like a post. I could save a post. So what you could do in those cases, if you're only blocked for a few days from commenting, you could save the post and come back depending on when they're doing the draws. Some are daily, but some have a long entry period. So even though it's the 12 days of Christmas, they're like, hey, we're not drawing all the winners until after Christmas. So you can come back and go back and enter all of them. You can do that. And I could message people, which means if you got a notification or a DM, you could contact the company privately and get your prize. Oh, yeah, this is to the minute. For me, it's the exact time I got banned 3 days later, to the minute. So it was the day they said the exact time I was banned. Yeah, I don't remember when I was banned. That's the problem. Good for you for remembering. When one person wins, we all win. Yeah, I kind of feel that way about life in general. I remember when I was writing my first book, this one, you can't win if you don't enter. Yeah, you can't win if you don't enter. I was doing some research to see if I wanted to write a book. And the fellow that I interviewed who had written an article on contesting said, why would you want to give away all your secrets? That's a good point. And then I drove by a church, and on their service announcement board, it said, you can't lose helping others win. I was like, that message is for me. People say, God, give me a sign. I had a literal sign. I wish I'd had a camera. I didn't even go back to take a picture of it because, we had flip phones back in the day. Actually, I don't even know if I had a flip phone. I think I might have had a Nokia. Yeah, I think it might have been a Nokia even before my flip phone. Oh no, I get banned so much I put it in my calendar. Oh dear. I'm sorry for laughing. That is funny. It's all you can do in these situations though. Right? Like all you can do is laugh because it's so ridiculous. All you can do is laugh. What are you going to do? Right? You just have a secondary account and keep entering. That's all you can do. I didn't have any questions sent in. I did get questions for the masterclass tomorrow night. So make sure if you didn't win this month, enter for next month. And we have one last, I normally don't do this, but we're having a sweepstakes club meeting on, I don't even remember what night, Wednesday night. I have to think, we're so busy. That and I have client projects going on too. I work with Robert Ohado and he's doing his 2025 astrological forecasting and did a live stream on Saturday night. That was last night. Oh, see, I don't even know what day it is. I had to move everything back because I started a tradition where I go out with some of the people I work with all year because I don't have an office party. And so Tuesday night, the gentleman that makes my websites look pretty and does all the graphic designs for my book covers, we can thank Mark for these lovely covers, taking him and his wife out for dinner. So, oh, listen, this is interesting. I was banned, but I still collected 2 prizes. Yes, so if you can't comment on new posts, but you can message people. I just had to tag for my second account. It's like a game of Russian roulette. You just don't know which tag will be your last. I'm sorry. That is funny. Oh, Mercury went direct. Hallelujah. Yes. And Mars went retrograde. I tell you, got to watch Robert Ohato's. If you love astrology as much as I do, I know it's not contest related. One of these days, now I'm going to have him on when I can finally get him to have some free time on my Words for Winning channel to talk about Helene Hatzel's birth chart. But I need to interview, because he's so busy, just to get him to do that one is hard. But I need to get an astrologer on to talk about your lucky stars, because it's very fascinating. One of the things Robert says is astrology is what you live. And I just find that completely fascinating. Yeah, it was a full moon on Friday the 13th. Actually, I thought it was on Saturday night. Anyway, she was beautiful. Yeah, me too. I love Helene. Actually, do I have it close by? No, I don't. So she was quite the character, and I have to keep fixing things in her books because she made little mistakes. Like I don't notice them until I'm doing the Audible when I'm reading it out loud, even though I did line edits of the books. So for example, one thing she talked about was this in the chapter, Who Was Joan of Arc? She talked about, storing the picture in their shed. And then later on, when she goes to retrieve it, she said, I went to the storeroom. And I was like, wait a minute. That's not right. So I've actually had to go and fix it. So now the Audible says shed, and then I'll be fixing it. So after I finish the Audible, I'm uploading a new PDF to Amazon to make all these, like, if you read the book and it says storeroom and then now it says shed, it's not really a big deal. It doesn't take away from the story or the point. I'm just, making these little tweaks. But another one she talked about, and I don't know how I noticed it, she talked about lizard people. And then she said, I'm going to tell you a story later. And I never noticed this was in the book, and she never told the story. So now I'm going to have to go through all of her files that I have left over, or that I had access to, or that I could get. Because remember, there's still about 100 diskettes that had data on them that I can't retrieve. And I have some paper files. So I'm going to have to go through and see if she has any crazy stories that I need to add to the book before I finish recording this one. This is why I have not been winning giveaways during this holiday season, because I haven't had time to enter because I'm doing all these crazy things. But I never go a day without entering. Like, there's always something I enter. It's never zero, and it's never been zero. Today on my phone, I did the Circle K, I did Starbucks, I did the Ferrero Rocher, so I did a few. I did 3 or 4 on TikTok, so, and after this, I'll probably sit down with a cup of tea, even though I have one right now. Oh, this is my thrift find. Look at this. I found a gorgeous Yeti at the thrift store. I love thrift shopping in the US. I couldn't say no for $4. I think these are 30 new. So I had to buy it, even though I didn't need it. Actually, it's nice. It's got my tea. And usually I do these live streams. By the time I finish, this is ice cold. It will not be ice cold today. Oh, yes. And I have to go. I have my Circle K drink run. I know I have actually got some prizes, and I need to go get them. Oh, you read her book. I loved it. She had a great way of manifesting. Yeah, she did. She had two ways to manifest. What was interesting is that she wanted to do like a law of attraction book, but in the 60s and 70s, this stuff was looked at as really like the devil. Like when I took the Silva method with Ken just now, he was saying that in the 60s, when Jose started teaching this in 1966 and he joined in 1971, like every organization investigated them because they thought it was some kind of witchcraft or cult, and that he was playing with the devil, and that Jose was breaking some kind of laws. I don't know. And basically, it's a meditation. He has, techniques to help you control your monkey mind, and you basically meditate. That's the long and the short of it. And it's fantastic. And it's funny because I keep thinking this stuff doesn't work, and then it works. I'm like, I don't know why I doubt this stuff. Because sometimes you get caught up in your everyday life and you forget that there's more to life than we can comprehend. So what she did is she wanted to teach people how they could master this, now she was doing these techniques not from Jose, even though she wrote the book after she met him, because it came out in 1971 and she met him in 1966, months after she'd moved into the house, because it took a year. She won it in 65, but they didn't move in till 66 because they had picked out the land, but the land had to be bought. The permits had to be drawn. The house had to be built. Then it was open for, I think, a month for publicity. Then they moved. I mean, that took a year from when they won it to when they moved in, which makes sense. And Dyke told me that even though the house was supposed to be $50,000 as per the rules, by the time all said and done, it was $80,000 back in 1965. Oh my gosh. And what's funny is I did a video on this on my Words for Winning channel. They couldn't actually just give them the house. I think there was something to do with the land transfer. So similar to when, say, you and a relative, they sell you their car, but they sell it to you for $1 just so that there's something on record for payment. They're really just giving you the car. But when you go to the DMV or the MTO, MTO, Ministry of Transport, in Canada, in Ontario, I assume it's the same in all provinces. When you do the transfer, you put $1 down, because that way there's a monetary exchange, some value there. So the paperwork that I have from Micah transferring the house into their name, they had to pay $10. There was a land transfer of $10 for this $80,000 fully furnished home. Oh, thank you so much. I feel like I have come such a long way. And meditation really helps assist healing your mind and believing in yourself. Yeah, it does. Sometimes, like, even I wonder, I'm like, because I've got so many projects on the go, right? Like after Prizes Everywhere, that's my next written book, is I just finished the Spanish edition. I'm not going to do an Audible until I finish. I'm going to do an Audible of Money and You, which is Tag Powell's book. And then I'm going to do the Silva Method of Mind Mastery, which is why I wanted to become a Silva instructor, because Helene worked with Jose and Tag was a Silva instructor. And I'm publishing a Silva method-based book, which I had to get permissions from the Silva to do it. I thought it'd be out this year, but that didn't happen. But we're also mashing two books together. So we took Tag's first edition and his second edition, and we're mashing them together to make a really robust third edition. So that's what we're doing. But as for entering, I mean, Most of the 12 days of giveaways that I've seen have been not online, but they seem to be very Instagram heavy. Like, you're not going to a website every day. I mean, there's a couple, right? But most of them are on Instagram. And with the Instagram blockages, like Yvonne said, it's Russian roulette. I don't know what tag is gonna get me cut off. I do. I find that I'm scared. I'll do a few and then I'm like, oh, that's too many. And then I'll just stop and I won't go back. And then I don't know. And then maybe I'll switch um to a backup account and try that one, just like everybody seems to have. But I don't enter the same thing. Like, to me, that's cheating. If you go and enter the same things, no, I only enter ever from one account. I never go back and double up. That's just not, I think that's karma, and karma comes back. Right? You don't know where it's coming from. You do something over here and the karma comes back over there. And they don't seem to have a correlation. But I just wanted to do this live stream today to see how everybody was doing, because there's been so many giveaways, and with these Instagram blockages, and I've heard through the grapevine that some companies were getting blocked because they're not supposed to be asking for tags. Now, I did a blog post to show that Meta's and Instagram's promotional guidelines differ, but then I looked again later and it looks like they changed their guidelines again. I don't know. But they're not supposed to be asking for tags. But the reason companies do it is because Meta cuts down on their organic reach so much that when they ask you to tag to enter, then they can go like to a Woo box and use that or use that as a comment picker. And actually, there's actually a service called Comment Picker, but you can use WooBox or Short Stack or any of these other programs because they have comment pickers in them. So there's hashtag pickers, comment pickers, and so if they ask for a picture, so I've run these for clients. So if they ask you for a picture and you have to tag the company and put in a hashtag on your picture, and your picture has to be public or it can't be pulled by the API, I believe it's called, in like a Woo box, then it'll pull it in and then you can do a draw from that. But if it's not public, if your account isn't public, it won't pull it in. And same, I don't know if it's the same with comments. Oh, why do they ask us to save? I don't see why that helps them. It tells the algorithm if people are saving the post. It tells the algorithm that post is important, and then it will show it organically to more people. So they don't have to pay to boost the post. So what happened was, I remember when Facebook was a free-for-all, and I kept saying, they're going to start charging for this. And everyone said, no, it's wonderful. I'm like, they're a business. They're in to make money. Sure enough, they started charging companies. So say you had, 100,000 followers. Now you do a post and now it goes out to 1,000 followers. If you want to show more of your followers, you have to pay us and we'll boost the post. We'll send it out. So now what companies do on Instagram is they try to game the algorithm. The more comments there are, the more saves there are, the more shares there are, the more, sends to stories or to your friends. They say you can get extra entries for those, but they don't. What it's doing is it's helping them get the word out about their giveaway. Yeah, so what they're doing is they're trying to save themselves some money from paying to boost the post. Now, some companies, larger companies, get thousands of entries. They don't need the help. They have a lot of followers and that will enter every day, and they're easy to find. Other ones, smaller businesses, say a small business like my size or a little bit bigger, um, they ask for all those things because it helps. What's nice is in the past, when they used to do a collab with a company, so two companies collab together to do a giveaway, you used to have to go enter on one post, and then you'd have to go over and enter on the other company's post of the giveaway to get to be in the draw. But now the way Instagram does it is that you put, like in the back end, if you do a collab with somebody, you go in the back end and you say it's a collab, it'll show the same post on both pages. So you don't have to go enter twice to make sure you got in, which is nice. But if you're entering a collab giveaway, make sure you are following both sponsors, because a lot of them do check, believe it or not. They go and they check. I would do that when I was doing the Instagram giveaways. We said you had to do this, this, and this. I would go check. I would draw one winner and like 10 backups or 9 backups. And then I would go, and people were disqualified because they didn't follow the rules. Like, you were supposed to do this and then tag the sponsor and use this hashtag. And they didn't do all 3 steps. And I'm like, okay, next. And they would never know they were disqualified because they just think they didn't win. But they could have won a big prize. But they didn't follow the rules. And I see it all the time. Makes me crazy. I see it all the time in my own giveaways. People don't follow the rules. And I'm just doing little piddly giveaways. I'm like, oh no. This is why I get people that, they don't put in the right email. This is one of the reasons I like RoverForm. I get bounce backs. I'll notify winners. I'll get a bounce back. They didn't put in the right email address. They won't read their emails. So I'll send them a congratulations to come to the Sweepstakes Masterclass. And like a week after it's over, they go, oh, I just saw your email. I missed it. Can I come to the next one? Usually I'm like, I don't care. But because it's just a little masterclass. However, if you missed my message for congratulations, you won, what else are you missing? What great prize did you let go because you weren't checking your email every day and checking your spam folder? Right? Like, if you're entering sweepstakes, you have to, oh, yeah, you don't want to forfeit a prize because you didn't read the instructions. Right? I see it all the time, and I've just got little giveaways. And then I think, well, if you're not winning from me, what big prize did you let go of? So if you're entering, you have to check your sweepstakes email address every day. You have to check that spam folder for that email every day. You are entering on social media, just check your notifications and your messages on those platforms every day, even if it's once a day. And a lot of times you have more than 24 hours. So if you have one day where, life just took a sideways turn, happens. If you're checking the next day, you should be fine. But at least you're checking. Don't wait like a week. Don't be checking once a week. A lot of them, oh no. Oh, this is terrible. I won a big prize recently that I lost because the notification got lost in my IG notifications. I felt really dumb. Yeah, one of my tips for that is, here's what I do. Now, I don't understand why half the time when people tag you, it's in notifications, and half the time it tags you, it's in messages. I've never figured that one out. But here, I'm going to show you on. Okay, so here's my contest queen. So what I do is, okay, so there is notifications, right? I'm going to tap on it. So you see it says notifications. And what I do is I scroll here and I look for company names. Now, I'm not entering on contest queen. I don't use it it's only for work. I have a personal account I use, but I look for corporate names. Same thing with the messages. I go to the message section and I look, and there's something at the end here called requests. Always check requests and hidden requests just in case there's no hidden messages, just in case a Instagram Meta put a real email message or real messenger message into there. Then sometimes you have primary and general. So make sure you check both, primary and general, for all the things, and look for real company names. That's what I would do. Right. And then, you can check here, but see, that one says sponsored. So I would always check their, thing, and then filter by. I was doing a lot of ones double dollar in December. This one's only open to the US. Oops. And you can't enter on Instagram. So this is like an ad for a sweepstakes almost. They're promoting their giveaway. You have to go to their website. And then, right, you have to just check. So, and then there's a lot of ads, like not interested in that ad. Right? So then you've got a lot of people entering pictures like, so take pictures. I did a video at Thanksgiving. Canadian Thanksgiving is weeks before American Thanksgiving. And we had a great day with the whole family over. We smoked the turkey and we had so much fun. And I took no pictures. I thought, oh my gosh, how did I forget? Because Christmas is coming and there's going to be contests that say, hey, show us how you make your best turkey. Show us your best sides. Show us. I didn't film any of the process. And we're not even doing Christmas at our house this year. So I'm not cooking another turkey. So now I have to remember next year, or maybe we'll do a turkey at Easter, and then I'll film it and use it at Thanksgiving. Right? Take pictures of everything. We decorated the tree today, and again, I was so tired, I forgot. We have a decorated tree, but no. Yeah, Lisa said, oh, I just checked notifications, but I just messed up. I know, it's hard, right? I get at least 3 spam hidden requests a day winning. That's crazy. And don't feel too bad because, you're human. I remember Tom Cavalli of I Win Contests. I mean, Tom is like the king of sweepstakes, right? And there was a Super Bowl giveaway, and he had it was when Twitter giveaways were huge, and you were supposed to tweet out the right answer, but you also had to have the hashtag, and he tweeted out the right answer first. He would have won 10 grand. He forgot the hashtag. He was so upset with himself. So it's up there. Yeah, the reason we put ours up so late, that's very funny. Our mine is up and not decorated. George likes a real tree, and I was away until Thursday, and then I was out all day Friday. So Saturday was the first day we had to put it up, and then I don't know if you know anything about a real tree, but you got to get it in the warm, and then you have to let it relax, because if you try to decorate it like this, all the things come down and then it's all wonky. So you have to leave it a day for it to go. and then once it's relaxed, you decorate it. So we decorated it today. But I kept saying, I think it's time for an artificial tree, just because it's going to cost us less over the time. Plus, it's going to be way less messy. Plus, I can put it up December 1st, which I like, because I like to have it up for the whole month. Whereas a real tree, I mean, it's already so dry after 2 weeks. I couldn't imagine a real tree for a month. I don't think it's possible, or even safe. I'm not comfortable with it, even though we have LED lights, which are much safer than the old lights. Oh, I have it up perfectly for the 12 days of Christmas. Well, good for you. Bravo. Yeah, ours we'll take it down January 1st because I do like to have it up for New Year's. Um, but we're going away. So right after sweepstakes season, I'm going away again. This is just a holiday. I didn't win it. We're just going away with friends. Like Tom Cavalli in his last cruise. Everyone's like, "Did you win it?" He's like, "No." I love the assumption though, and the energy people give us saying, "Oh, you have such winning energy." No, don't win everything. Uh, yeah, I'm still working on trip number 25. So if anybody wants to send me trip number 25 juju, I would really appreciate that because I haven't won it yet. And so actually that has been my focus when I have been entering giveaways. This year, I have been focusing on the trip ones over all other prizes because I really want to win that trip number 25. And I really thought I had it for breakfast in Barbados, but I made a critical manifesting error. And I talked about it on another video where I had a moment of doubt, and I think that killed off the win. So that's okay. I learned my lesson. Whoa. Caroline is in Australia. It's also tomorrow for her. She's in the future. So we do know it's okay, but it's apparently very hot. She's in Adelaide, 38 degrees Celsius. Wow. It was -5 Celsius here today. I am not happy. Yeah. Oh, Susan though, but I've been entering since the very first trip win was in 1991 when I won a trip to Barbados with my mom. I used to have, I'll answer this. I just double clicked on it. I'll come back to your statement. So I won a trip with my mom to Barbados, which is why I thought trip number 25 to Barbados would be cool. So I won that, but then I didn't win my next trip until I think it was 2000. Let's see, I started entering 2001. I know I won a trip in 2004, but did I win one before that? I have a list of all the trips that I won, but I don't know where it is, and I'd have to make it a PDF to put it in the presentation. But I did a video on it because somebody said to me one time, "You're lying, you haven't won 19 trips." And I thought, ugh, and I started making a list, and I did a video, and I go, "You're right. I did lie. I didn't win 19 trips. At that point, I'd won 21. I won 21 trips. Thanks. Here's the list." I did that at the TikTok, and I had the list of where I went and what year I won it. So that was kind of fun. And now I'm up to 24, and I counted everything. Like my daughter, I won a bed and breakfast. Was it one night or two? I think it was one night in Kingston, Ontario, which is 2 hours away, and then a dinner certificate and a something else, and then we drove home. So, but to me, I slept away from home, so it was a trip win, even though the city was 2 hours away. One time, my husband Craig and we won a trip, and I kind of knew. I was doing the mail-ins, and I found the giveaway near the end, and so I had 2 days to mail in. This is when the mail-ins are still good. You had to find a coupon in a chip bag, but those aren't going to get found. So I entered the second chance drawing, and I found it near the end. So I had 2 entries for us one day and 2 entries. So there's a total of 4 entries because they had to be postmarked certain days. And I used to walk them to the post office and have them stamped so they would be with the right date for the giveaway. And I just had this feeling that we were going to win. And sure enough, he called me one day and says, "Oh my God, we just got notified that we won this trip." So we went to see the Memorial Cup, which is kind of like the Stanley Cup of hockey, but for minor league hockey. And so all the cities have their own like little hockey teams. Like Oshawa, where I live, we have the Generals, and we used to live in Aurora, and it was the Aurora, I think it was the Aurora Tigers. So they all have like these like city hockey teams, and then they go to they travel around different places when they have the Memorial Cup. Well, that year, it was held in Rimouski, Quebec. So I actually want a trip to Rimouski. People go, "Where's that?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was like 3 hours east of Quebec City, I think." It was far. That's the furthest east I've been in Canada. One of these days, I will get to the East Coast because it's so beautiful. But so I just chuckle at some of the trips that I've won. But then I've won some fun trips. Like um, one of my favorites was we got to go to LA, and we got to have dinner with the chef Bob Bloomer. He wrote several cookbooks, and he was kind of my inspiration to write my first book. And then I gave him the idea to start entering contests, and now he's in the Guinness Book of World Records for some cooking contest. I think he's flipped the most flapjacks, and he's peeled the most potatoes. But so it's kind of like our paths crossed, and he gave me some inspiration, and I went this way, and he took some inspiration and went that way. So it was kind of like a destined trip. That, and I won an amazing pot set with that trip because it was sponsored by the pot company. So I got a set of the cookware. I still have the cookware. It's amazing. Okay, so let's go back to Lucky Winner. Oh, what did Helene Hansel say when she said people gave her their energy for her to win a prize, and how does that work? Okay, so for example, right now I would like to win trip number 25, right? And so I say to you, hey, just send me some lucky juju. So you would say, oh, because there's so many prizes out there. My winning one trip isn't going to take away from any of your prizes, right? There's enough to go around for everybody. So you could think to yourself, yeah, that would be really nice if Carolyn finally won trip number 25. I wish her all the best. So you're sending me energy. You're sending me good vibes. You're sending me good thoughts and good energy. And if enough people do that, that's going to help me win a trip. So I will take it. That's one of the reasons I like that my license plate on my car says I'm lucky, because people drive by and go, wow, she must be really lucky. They just send me energy without knowing it. Right? And so the example Helene gives is that they went to a Christmas party. Her husband worked, I don't know what company he worked for, but in those days, they would always have the office Christmas party. And a lot of times they would have, I've been to some when they still had them. You go and you have a nice plated dinner, you and your spouse. So it's a lot of people. There's usually dancing, there's door prizes. They sometimes give awards for different things in the company. And they can be a lot of fun. Well, what happened at that Christmas party is when they arrived and they were doing the door prizes, everyone said, well, we're not going to win because the Hadsels are here. So they immediately nullified their energy and increased the Hadsels' energy. And of course, the Hadsels won. Right? So it's like the people that go, I don't know why I buy lottery tickets. I never win. Yeah. Save your money. Right? You could start shifting it by saying, I haven't won the big one yet, but I always win something when I buy a lottery ticket. I'm so lucky. You see the energy shift? So that's what she meant. Right. It's amazing to think of how much you've won. Feel so lucky. Yeah, I've been bad. I've not been maintaining my spreadsheets. I get started at the beginning of the year and I go, yeah, I'm going to track every win, and then I stop. Yeah, I enter for sweepstakes that I can't really use. However, I really love the energy of sweepers, kindest, generous people ever. 100%. I was actually talking about this I have a Silva soul sister. Her name is Teresa, and she's from Michigan. And she was at 3 different Silva courses with me this year. So we're just like hanging out. And I said to her, it's amazing because there's all kinds of people in the world, obviously. But my US friends, my US sweeping friends, like when I drive to the States, and I go to the sweepstakes events because there was the most Canadians at this last sweepstakes convention, which generally it's mostly American. Sometimes I'm the only Canadian there. And the US sweepers that I connect with, you're right, they're the kindest, most generous people ever. And I said, I'm really lucky, I guess, because that's the energy I put out and that's who I expect to meet. So that's who I meet. So the people that are my friends and the people I hang out with and the people I see at the conventions, they're all the nicest people you'd ever want to meet. And that's because that's what I'm expecting. So that's who I get, right? Um, yeah, that's true too. And it is nice to be positive. So sending good energy out to people brings it back to you. But let's see, you have two choices. I think it was Einstein that said this. You can think there's two ways to look at the world, as if everything's a miracle or that it's not. Well, I think it's better to think of everything as a miracle, right? So it's the same thing. Oh, this is such a good idea. I spend every night sending positive, loving, winning, healing energy to the universe. It really shifts your mindset. That's one of the things I learned in the Silva method, is that there's different meditation techniques, and sometimes it's just, there's one that he teaches called going to the center of the universe. When you can't think of anything and you don't have an answer, you go, okay. You basically send good vibes literally to the center of the universe because all the answers are out there. Oh, this is fun. I bought a sticker for my car. It says, I hope something good happens to you today. I saw it on someone's car. It made me feel so good. I bought one for my car. You know what? I do that when I'm driving. If somebody lets me in or I'm having trouble, getting in traffic, and they let me in and I wave and I go, I don't know what's going to happen to you today, but it's going to be amazing. You are going to have a great day. Thank you very much. And I always send them good vibes. And I always wonder a great thing happened to them that day. I wish I could know. That would be fun. Um, oh my gosh. When I was younger, 4 small children, barely making ends meet. My dog needed surgery. Oh no. My sweeper friends sent gifts from their Wynn's closet for my kids. See, sweepers are the best. Yeah, I absolutely love that. But I'm going to wrap it up a smidge early. Usually I run way over because I feel like I'm losing my voice and I'm still tired from driving. I drove so many kilometers or miles. Basically, it took me, I think this is funny because everyone thinks Canada, and they think snowy. No, we've just had rain here. We have zero snow. But when I was coming back from Connecticut, where I was in Connecticut, there wasn't snow, and it poured rain for the 3 days that I was with my friend Wendy. Poured rain. We talked about doing a live stream, but we were too tired. It just poured rain. And I was saying to them, thank God this wasn't snow, because I'd be stuck here for a week. Like, it was a lot of rain. And then as I got into New York, I kept seeing lake effect snow warnings. And sure enough, once I got to a certain point, once I was under Lake Ontario, it was a heck of a drive through this snow coming from the lake. And then once I got to the north side of the lake in Ontario, it was clear as day. Because what happens is the moisture, or the weather, comes along, the wind picks up all the moisture on the lake and then dumps it on the south side. So there was more snow in New York State than there was in Ontario. We're dry here, and it was raining today. But I had to wash my car on Friday. I had to go through the car wash because there's so much salt on it. I couldn't even see out the windows. It was so much salt. And I was glad I didn't run out of washer fluid. But I think that's always funny. So hence my being tired and not entering as much as I would like. But I hope everybody has a winning season. And we're going to just start off 2025. It's going to be exciting. We're going to have a giveaway to start with. And I'm going to have some more book launches, and I'm always giving stuff away. And I love having, oh, you're getting snow in Florida? Oh, you're claiming it. Listen, you're laughing. With all the crazy weather they've had this year in the US, you never know. Oh, it's, yeah, good vibes to each other. Yeah, we need more good vibes in this world. We can't have too many good vibes. There's always room for good vibes. But there's going to be more books, more giveaways, more classes. And I just see a lot of growth in 2025 with more products. So right now I stand with 8 books, 3 translated editions, and 3 Audible editions. And so we'll see how many that will grow to next year. I'm so excited. But it's interesting that a lot of people like the Audible, because last month was the first month that more people bought Audibles than they did paperbacks or Kindles. That was a very big surprise. Oh no, this is terrible. Message me. You can come to the next class. You won a class. No, it can't be December class you won, because the December class you won is tomorrow night. Must have been November. Just message me. I do let people come because, you know what, life happens and things happen. And it's just me. It's, I'm not some big corporation that's, you don't turn up, that's it. Just message me and say, this has happened, I couldn't attend. I just send you the Zoom link for the next class. It's not the end of the world. Oh, Captain Billy J. Yeah, he's very fun. He's one of my sweeping buddies. He won't be at the convention in 2025, but if you go to my photo album, which I still haven't finished fixing from the convention, because I got almost all the way through it and then Facebook crashed and I had to redo it, and I gave up after halfway through. I was so mad. You got to keep saving with Facebook. I should learn. Anyway, I always see him on Zoom and he's only this big, and then I forget that he's like 6'4", and I come up to his armpit. So there's a picture of us, and I have a t-shirt. He was selling merch, and I got one with his face on it because I think it's the funniest thing. But I don't want it to get wore out, so I just save it for the convention. So I show up and I wear his face. Sweepers are the best. Oh yeah, Billy J is my brother from another mother. Yeah. Oh, I won an Audible book nomination for my friend Anya, and now she's hooked. Yeah, I like Audible. I do. I've had to stop my subscription though because I don't have enough time to listen. I don't have enough time to listen, so I just because I've been doing a lot of podcasts. They give you the Spotify review. I had over 10,000 minutes of podcasts that I listened to this year. Anyway, I will let everybody go, and we will catch up next month, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll have a tan. We'll see how the weather is when I go away. We're going to Mexico. The couple that we went to a wedding in Mexico the previous year, again, not a trip win. And now we're going, we're going to see the real Mexico. So I'm very excited. This isn't going to an all-inclusive. We're going to actually go and travel through the real country because she is Mexican and are going to be our guide. So I'm very excited. So I will be posting on my socials down there. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be exciting, but we're going to see. And I do remember one time we went and I was in Walmart and I even found some Mexican giveaways, because the word contest, they call it contest, is very similar in Spanish as it is in French. It's like concurso. something like that. And I spotted it on a cereal box, and I took a picture. I'm like, I can spot the word win in any language. Right? And yeah, it's a global hobby. It's bigger in some countries than others. Like obviously the US, it's huge. In the UK, it's huge. Canada, it's big. Australia, it's decent size. I believe in India, it's big. But a lot of countries I don't know. Like I've had people from various African countries message me, and I don't know. I don't believe the marketing is the same. And I tell them they have to really start to look for locals. Like, check out your local businesses, find out what they're doing on Instagram, listen to your local radio stations, check out the websites for your local TV stations, see if they're giving away products and trips and things like that, the same as they are in America. I wish I had more knowledge. There used to be one international aggregate, but they posted mostly American giveaways and global giveaways. So it's hard. Oh my God, I should do it. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to do that because I'm not going to take all my equipment. I'm just going to have, the only thing I'm going to take is my phone. I have, I give these stickers away when I do my, when I give away my books. I bought some stickers, and I love this one by Helene. There's never any failure, only a delay in results. I had the I'm lucky there for a while, and I thought I need to mix it up. Oh, I saw a competition the other day. It said excluding employees and compers. Never saw that before. Yeah, I've seen that. They don't want people that are just entering to win. Yeah, it's interesting. I have seen that. And so then I just don't enter because they don't understand the marketing behind compers, because compers actually make better customers. Because a lot of times you'll find products and services you never would have if you weren't entering. Anyway, thanks very much. I hope everyone has a happy holiday, because I believe Hanukkah starts on the same day as same December 25th, which is kind of exciting this year that they overlap. And I have no idea when Kwanzaa is. I'm embarrassed to say I didn't look it up before the live. And if there's another holiday that I'm unaware of. But just, good tidings to our fellow man, because really, we are all one world, and we can't forget that, right? We're all in this mud ball together, this hurtling through space, right? We are in outer space. This is outer space. And so, good tidings. What did they say? Good tidings to you and to all men, which I think was from Dickens, but it should be all people, everybody. Everybody's included. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Happy holidays. Go be your dazzling selves. I'm going to steal that, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. I'm going to end this on go be your dazzling self. See you next year. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm saying that. Bye. See you next